Hey guys, welcome back. BDCKR here, and we're back with our weekly recap of all things Injustice. The current character challenge is Apocalypse Darkseid, and that is a 1 week repeat. The required characters are Bane, Nightwing, and Wonder Woman, who are silver, bronze, and silver, respectively, so not too hard for
their lowest
players. Yeah, at their lowest tiers, for sure. And his passive is Black Racer, which reads as follows. Basic combo has a chance of summoning the Black Racer, who causes random unique effects on his opponent. He was last available before we kept track, so maybe 2016 is what we're trying to remember.
Because I remember he's been available a few times in those special challenge packs, right?
Yeah.
So it feels like he's been available more recently, but when I started digging through my notes, I couldn't find any clear mention until I got back to 2016. Doesn't mean it wasn't more recent. It's just maybe I just skimmed over it and missed it.
Yeah, and he has 1100 attack and 1400 health, I should say, before we start editorializing too much.
Yeah, and those are decent-ish high stats now, but they're they used to. I mean, I remember that they were pretty much top tier when he was released, like the top health and near the top attack, but he's not there anymore. So the combo ender effects are interesting. So there's 3 possibilities. He can get bleeding, which is the typical damage over time, plus increased damage. I think that's the most likeliest. Cursed, where your hits are 100% crit until he tags out. And lifesteal, where he takes your health, which is the least likely of his effects. So it used to be, at one point, that the opponent would bleed until he tagged out. So it could last forever. And if it was the last guy, it would be perfect. Because I don't think any other bleed effect works like that.
Yeah, like forever.
Right. So it made him really powerful. But I guess they had to nerf him. I mean, it wasn't even like it was game-change powerful. It was just a lot of fun that you could stall. You could bleed the last guy and stall. It's just fun to...
Yeah, just sit there and block while they slowly whittled away their health.
Yeah. So his special 2 has splash damage. So it would be kind of fun to use him as your special specialist with Tantu Totem and Master's Death card. And you could even lean into the splash a little bit with Fourth World Mace, which also has special 2 effects. And splash, splash, splash. And I guess it would be even better if you do trigger his curse effect, because then you wouldn't have to rely on any gear effects to get the maximum crit chance. But I think that would be hard to manipulate, where you tag in, do a combo ender, be lucky enough to get cursed, and then still do your special. Oh, and I should mention, we've got a fun video where we kept him big during his special 2. So during his special 2, he enlarges. Yeah. And when we timed it right, so that his special 2 was triggering our Elseworld Flash's bullet time.
Yeah, he stays big.
He stayed big.
Which he doesn't do anymore.
I don't know if he...
Well, they've nerfed the visual effect because Elseworld Flash doesn't do that anymore.
So I guess he can't interrupt there. Yeah. Right, he can't interrupt. Yeah.
So that was something fun that they accidentally removed.
I should try that again just in case. Yeah, but you're right. It doesn't... Yeah, it's a shame, because that's one of the things that made Elseworld Flash so good.
Yeah.
Okay.
This week's multiplayer award is, as expected, the Riddler's Cane/Staff. And its effects are a 35% max health increase, 15% XP bonus to team, and the evolved ability, which is a 21% chance to blink against special 1, and blink just means evade. You take 0 damage, you disappear, and come back when it's done.
Right.
It was last available in March of 2020, so we are still on the MP reward cycle that we are currently expecting, and the next week should be Suicide Squad Joker Unhinged.
Yeah, the not good one. So I think the Riddler's Cane, which evolves to Riddler's Staff, is still a little bit broken.
And not in the good way.
Yeah. I honestly, I don't think I've used it for so long, so I'm not sure if this effect was fixed, but a lot of people were having trouble because it wasn't giving the extra XP or only giving it to the card in the first slot. And so even if it works, it probably isn't that great, because that one effect is all right because it speeds up your grinding. But the max health boost you can get from other gears. You don't need this gear for that. And there's other gears, I think there's at least a couple that are 40% health boost. Blink on Special 1 used to be more potentially interesting, but Tantu Totem has basically made it obsolete, right?
Yeah, because anything that avoids damage is just a staller.
Right. And it's not like Wally West or Dawn of Justice where they dodge the special and they do damage, and maybe in Batman's case, stun the guy. This just dodges, and because so let's say you're dodging somebody who's not Tantu Totem, or let's say you have the gear in your front of somebody, you only dodge 21% of the time.
Yeah.
So most of the time you don't. And the times that you do, if they have Tentu Totem, it really makes no difference.
Yeah, so because health is not a great ability, XP is not a super valuable resource,
Right.
and blinking is no longer a valuable sort of feature.
Right.
So no part of this is particularly good.
So part of me feels like it's because we have these other points of comparison, right? Wally West and Dawn Justice Batman. So I'm not really sure what it should be, because it feels like that one gear ability, like the most important gear ability of a gear, it's not unfair to think it's about the equivalent of a passive ability.
Yeah.
So I feel
because
like
the good ones definitely are better.
Yeah.
Tentu Totem, way better than anybody's passive.
Especially if it's going to be a legendary piece of gear that's a multiplayer exclusive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So not great. Good for your collection if you care about that, but otherwise, whatever.
Yeah. And you might have seen it already as we passed through. Someone asked really nicely, I wish I kept track of the name, can't remember who asked, for a recap of the reward tiers. So you just saw that pass by in the video, and if it went by too fast for you, you can just freeze frame it and read through it.
Yeah, but it was on the screen.
Yeah, and it's pretty standard levels, except so when you have the sort of the signature reward for the week is given at the top 5% level and higher. There were a few Flash seasons where Reverse Flash and Metahuman Flash, you only got them if you were top 3% or higher, but I think they fixed that in subsequent multiplayer seasons.
Mm-hmm. So there we go. In the store, we have the character bundle Flash TV for $26.99 Canadian, and that comes with the Reverse Flash and Metahuman Flash, who are both multiplayer rewards.
Yeah, and the Advance, the sort of, what do they call them, preview pack?
Yeah.
Is for Arkham Knight Catwoman, so that's a good clue to next week's challenge. It's not it's $12.99, so it's not worth it because it doesn't unlock, and because she's very likely to be next week's challenge, there's a good chance you can get up to 3 copies free if you don't reset the challenge.
Yeah, but as far as it goes, I like the ones that are cheaper and don't give you the power credits better, as a rule of thumb.
Yeah, this one's priced right. Oh, I want to mention too, it's funny, the Flash bundle, they give you 2 gears that are the same, both because they're both Flashes. They give you the hyperspeed suit twice,
and then the hyperspeed suit. Wow.
Yeah. So I just feel like they could do something a little better. I guess it's priced reasonably for, I guess, the equivalent of $20 American, right?
Mm-hmm. And especially because they're both multiplayer rewards. Not terrible.
Yeah, that's true. That makes a difference.
Because they're multiplayer rewards, unlocking them in the store isn't actually an expectation. Right? So maybe if you're close and you just want to get them the last little bit up, or if you just want to bank a copy, it does save you some time, probably, at the end of the day. Yeah. Phantom Zone has 1 week left. Fight 62 is still broken. Our Survivor is the LexCorp gear set until the 21st of October 2020. And last weekend's breakthrough was Lex Luthor, Batman, and Doomsday as predicted. So we're expecting this weekend to be Bane, Killer Frost, and Ares.
Yeah, link in the description to the subreddit for Injustice where Devlin16 goes over the complete breakthrough cycle. Yeah,
we'll link to the specific thread, not just the subreddit.
Oh yeah, that's true. And so that's it for the events. The current glitches. Remember, every working glitch is explained in a tutorial video as part of the playlist that you can reach by clicking the eye in the top right corner of this video.
Mm-hmm. So if you hear about a glitch that we talk about here and you go, hey, I want to do that, that's where you go. Eye in the top right corner of this video right now.
We are Android only. We can confirm these for Android. We cannot confirm for iOS, but we do mention a few that viewers have mentioned are working on iOS that have had reasonable feedback.
Yeah, and then we wash our hands of any other responsibility. So starting out with significant not working glitches, this is stuff that you can't do right now, but at one point you could do and that people might still be looking for. So there is currently nothing for power credits that we're willing to endorse. On Season 6, Episode 9 of our P&Q and C&A&T, which we're going to link in the description, we talk more about a glitch that does work and why we don't endorse it. We don't explain how to do it, though. So if you want to figure out how to do it, you're going to have to go to somewhere else because we're not willing to put our names behind that just because of risks that we think there would be with doing the glitch.
Yeah. So you can't get past multiplayer season rewards with the previous glitch. You can't get early multiplayer season rewards with the glitch in a way that you can exploit properly. And there is no longer a glitch to get through Phantom Zone super quick. Mm-hmm. And working glitches.
Yeah. So the glitch that you play Phantom Zone repeatedly is still working. And the challenge reset method that requires Google Play Cloud Save is also still working, tested, and confirmed on the current Apocalypse Dark Side challenge. We mentioned them together because if you do one, you're doing them both. It's the same method. So make sure that if you're resetting progress on one, you are willing and ideally want to reset progress on both, because you don't want to be most of the way through the challenge, or even worse, most of the way through your Phantom Zone Crystal, and then end up getting screwed over because you're resetting the other one, and then you realize that you're back at square one with both of them.
Yep. And if you are on Android 10 and we are not, if you're on Android 10 and having trouble because you need to re-download more than 1 gig of data when you clear app data, possible solution, including the description from viewer 10 May Kakde. And because we're on Android 9, we can't test this, but we've had reasonable reports that there are certain files that you can move around on your device, so that instead of having to re-download it, you just move it back into the folder after you've cleared your app data.
So there we go. We've also cut and pasted a comment from viewer Jonathan Yang on how to reset the challenge on an iOS device. Like we said, can't test this ourselves, but we've only ever had positive feedback. No one's ever come back and said it didn't work. Right. Everybody from iOS who's ever commented has said, oh, this is great, thank you.
Yep. Breakthrough glitch let you play repeatedly, still working. Airplane mode / refund glitch is still working. Good for both packs with random drops, also known as loot boxes, and last laugh tickets. It requires that you not be connected to the internet, to their servers. So anything that requires you to be connected in order for your prize, such as the Phantom Zone, it doesn't work. However, iOS users have reported that it does. On Android, it does not for us.
So there we go. Time shifting still works in Android for unlimited survivor play and energy recharges. As always, return your countdown clock back to normal once you've got everything that you want from it, but before you start playing again normally.
Yeah.
And last but not least, in between not working and working glitches, the promotion glitch, where you can promote characters that are still locked, hasn't had the right conditions since update 2.14. It has been years, so it's not testable, it's not usable, but we've never seen it fail, and we are pedantic, so it's still in there.
All right.
And, we don't need to fill out our video time at all, but it's sort of fun to be able to talk about it for 30 seconds like it's ever going to come up again. We remain hopeful.
Yeah. So we're pedants and optimists.
Yeah.
And that's it for this week. We usually like to end on a big thank you for our patrons on Patreon who've been supporting us, and that is Consul Peasant and Edwoon at the top tier last word, Mohammed Albshaiti at the Your Message Here tier, Shawn Farrell, Daniel Simonson, Aaron Maule, Michael DeVries, Brandon C., Irvin Ruiz, and Eddydoo supporting us at the credited level, and Chris Wolff, Scarlet, Dani, Awesomegamer 241, Pavu RS, and Gavin Mallott at the gratitude level.
Yeah, thanks so much for your support, and we'll see you next time.
Komoda.